welcome to Ashton Fitness. Today I'm going to be showing you 4 different Australian pull-up variations that will help you build strength and size in your back and biceps. The great thing about calisthenics is that you can use different variations to target different muscles in different ways, which gives you a whole bunch of flexibility and freedom to build your dream physique in the way that you want to. If you're new to calisthenics, you'll find this video really useful because it will teach you a core concept, and that is by just making tiny little adjustments to your body positioning, you can radically change how you engage certain muscles and how you work certain muscles. This is really fundamental because you can apply this to all your other calisthenics exercises, all the other variations you know, to target muscles in a more effective way to build your dream physique. If you enjoyed the video, then remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. And if you really enjoy it, then make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook, Reddit, X, or whatever your favorite social media platform is, so that they can learn these Australian pull-up variations too. The 4 Australian pull-up variations I'm going to be teaching you today are the standard variation, the close grip variation, the wide grip variation, and the supinated variation. Each of these variations targets your back and your biceps in slightly different ways, and I'm going to break that down starting with the standard Australian pull-up. You might already be familiar with the standard Australian pull-up, but if you're not, then we'll go through a rundown of the technique so that you can just see how it all works, and then we will go into the separate variations. To do the standard Australian pull-up, set yourself up underneath the bar, hold onto the bar with your hands shoulder width, and raise your hips off the floor until your body forms a nice straight line. Consciously think about thrusting your hips up, keep your core engaged. You will know if you're in the right position when you set up for the Australian pull-up, if your lower chest is in line with the bar. And then when you're in this position, you'll be ready to initiate the movement. So from there, all you want to do is just pull up, try and get your chest towards the bar and get yourself as high as you can, pull up as far as your body will allow, and then come back down. It primarily targets your back and your biceps, and it also targets a little bit of your forearms as well as various other tiny little muscles in your body. But for now, we'll just focus on the primary muscles that it's targeting, specifically your mid-back, your mid-traps, your rhomboids, and everything else like that. So this is a great progression and a great variation for building strength and size in your mid-back. It's a really nice all-rounder. It will also strengthen your core because there's a little bit of core engagement in there. It also targets the lats a little bit. So it's a really good all-rounder exercise. It's a nice compound movement. It targets a whole bunch of different muscles at once. So this is the standard variation. Now, if we go onto the close grip variation, the setup is the same except your hands are close together on the bar. And I personally feel that this targets my biceps more. I often, if I'm doing a back and biceps workout, I'll often include this as a superset, or I'll include it as its own separate bicep exercise because I really feel like it targets my biceps more. It targets the inner biceps, the brachialis, and it really hits your forearms as well. It's great for the forearms. I always, if I smash loads of these out in the course of a workout, I always feel it in my biceps a lot the next day. So this is a great one for beginners. There's also another variation coming that is even better for bicep activation, but this is also a really nice supplementary exercise that you can add into your workouts to target your biceps even more. So this variation I use specifically to target my biceps. The wide grip variation is a little bit harder now. So I often use this one to target my rear delts. It's the hardest of the 3 out of the standard, the close grip, and this one. This one is definitely the hardest due to the positioning of your hands. But I like this one because I feel it a lot more in my rear delts. Of course, all of these variations are gonna work your rear delts slightly more, but I feel like due to the positioning of my hands, that wide grip, when I pull back, I feel it more in my rear delts as well. And of course, it's gonna be targeting a lot of the same muscles, your mid-back. It's also gonna be hitting your biceps as well and your forearms, of course. But for me, I like to do this one for my rear delts as well because it can be quite difficult to train rear delts with calisthenics moves. So I hit this one sometimes just to strengthen up that area. It's good for your shoulder stability as well. It's great if you're a beginner and you're starting to get used to the standard variation and the close grip variation and you need a bit more of a challenge. To hit that progressive overload, to build more muscle and to build more strength, you of course need to continually progress onto harder and harder calisthenics exercises. This is a good one to progress onto once you start getting comfortable with the other Australian pull-up variations. So I like to hit the wide grip for that reason as well, so I can build a little bit more strength, especially with the arms wider apart as well, because again, that will translate into we're talking we're talking quite a few months down the line if you're a beginner, so don't worry about this right now, but that will translate into other exercises that involve a wider grip, like archer pull-ups, like everything else, wide grip pull-ups, everything else like that. So again, it's a really good idea to train all different types of variations with your hands in all different types of positions so that you can build strength across all of them, because it's all relevant, it's all necessary, and it all does contribute to building your strength so that you can progress easier and better as time goes on. The last Australian pull-up variation that I like to do is the supinated Australian pull-up. I feel like this hits the biceps a lot more. Again, if I'm doing a back and bicep session, I'll often include this as a bicep exercise, even though I know it's working my back as well. I treat this as a bicep exercise because I feel it a lot more in my biceps. Having your hands supinated, of course, engages your biceps a lot more. So as you pull up, you're gonna get that nice squeeze at the top, and that will just help to build that strength and size in your biceps. So this is a great one. Again, the setup for this one is super simple. It's the same as the standard Australian pull-up, except with your hands turned towards you. This is a really good exercise for working your biceps. It also works your forearms as well. And again, it also works your back. All of these are back and bicep exercises. Some prioritize the back more than others. Some prioritize the biceps more than others. I feel like this one prioritizes my biceps a little bit more. So that's why I'll include this one often in my workouts as a bicep exercise, and I recommend it as a bicep exercise. Stuttering, you know, man's getting gassed over the bicep bracky. But yeah, I recommend this one as a bicep exercise just because I feel it a lot more in my biceps, and it also translates well into bodyweight bicep curls. So once you start getting more comfortable with these and you start building up the strength, then eventually you'll be able to progress onto the bodyweight bicep curl, which in my opinion is the best calisthenics bicep isolation exercise, hands down, of all time. It's so effective, and you can scale it up just by changing your body positioning. Again, I've already made a tutorial about this. You should watch it because it's super, super helpful. But again, over time, as you get stronger at that, you can adjust your body positioning more and more to make it harder and harder over time, increase that progressive overload, and build the muscles in your bicep even more effectively. So I highly recommend that. But of course, if you're new to calisthenics and you're just starting out, then the supinated Australian pull-up is a great stepping stone to get to those bodyweight bicep curls, because it trains your muscles in a very similar way, and it just builds that general strength in a very relevant way as well. So to recap, there are 4 very effective Australian pull-up variations that you can use to build strength and size in your biceps. You can use the standard Australian pull-up. I recommend getting comfortable with this one first. You could then move on to the close grip Australian pull-up as well. I'd say that's in the same realm of difficulty as the standard one. It just targets your biceps a little bit more, I find. Then you can move on to the wide grip Australian pull-ups. Those are a little bit harder than the previous 2, but they're great for hitting your rear delts, again, also your mid-back as well, and a little bit of your biceps. And lastly, you can also use the supinated grip to target your biceps a little bit more as well. So those are 4 of my favorite Australian pull-up variations. There is another one, there is a neutral grip one, but I think these are the most relevant. These are the ones that I use the most. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a comment down below, subscribe, hit the like button as well, and I will see you in the next video.